Welcome back to the channel. This is episode 5 of Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Draft Boosters Pack Set. This box has been giving us some amazing pulls, and with that, let's go ahead and get right back into it. See what we can't pull today. Alright, I'm getting better on the deck pulls, not leaving cards behind. I'm learning. Esquire of the King. Decent card. It's a 1 plane, 1/1. Here, let me get a little closer, sorry. Creature, human soldier. Now you got to have 5 mana and a tap to do this, but creatures you control get +1/+1 till end of turn. This ability costs 2 less to activate if you control a legendary creature. So you only need a tap at that point 3 mana in order to activate that. And if you've built yourself up a nice little token creature army, you can have 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, whatever, suddenly be that much stronger that quicker. Decent little card. The Torment of Golem. Sorcery. 4 mana to cast. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Swamps, it kind of pisses me off every time I get hit by these, but they're good cards, especially if you're trying to take somebody's hand out. If they don't have anything that allows them to draw more cards, you can whittle it away and make sure that they're not casting anything. Good card to have. Willowwind. Creature, elemental. 5 mana to cast. A little spendy for a 3/4. It's flying. When Willowwind enters the battlefield, scry 2. An okay card. Little spendy for the mana price for what you're getting, but it is flying. Banish from Edoras. Sorcery. 5 mana to cast. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a tapped creature. Exile target creature. Alright, yeah. You just wait for the creature to become tapped. It's only a 3 mana. Exile the creature. Decent card. Very decent card. Revive the Shire. 2 mana to cast. Return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Create a food token. Another food token, bringing creatures back from the graveyard. Seems like a forest deck. You really want to do like a food token run. We already saw Rentless Rohirrim in previous. Haunted the Dead Marshes we have already pulled. Feel free to pause these if you haven't seen the other videos and read them. Many Partings we've already seen. Food Tokens Forest, like I was saying before. Inherited Envelope. We've already seen this one. Decent card for adding extra mana. A little spendy to cast 3 just for an extra mana, but yeah. Improvised Club. 2 mana to cast. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Improvised Club deals 4 damage to any target. It's a roundabout way of doing an instant 4 damage. There are other better cards that don't make you sacrifice a creature, but they're trying to go with the Lord of the Rings theme, and if you're playing, getting some people together and you're doing Lord of the Rings versus Lord of the Rings, not a bad little card. Celeborn the Wise. Please forgive me if I mispronounce a lot of these. I'm not the best with Lord of the Rings lore and languages. I'm just a fan, not an expert. Legendary creature, Elf Noble. 4 mana to cast. Whenever you attack with 1 or more elves, scry 1. Whenever you scry, Celeborn the Wise gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each card looked at while scrying this way. Yeah, decent. I'd prefer if that +1/+1 was a permanent token every time you scried, but not a bad mid-range card. Could be better. Eowyn, Lady of Rohan. Legendary creature, human noble. 3 mana to cast. At the beginning of combat on your turn, Target creature gains your choice of first strike or vigilance until end of turn. If that creature is equipped, it gains first strike and vigilance until end of turn instead. Equip abilities you activate costs 1 less to activate. If you're playing a deck that has equipments, you know, armors, weapons, you want this card. Very powerful card. It's a 2/4, so it's got really good defense. Throw some equipments on this thing and, you know, like throw on a hexproof shield or something like that. Very powerful card. Definitely one I would add to a human plains deck. Amazing. Gandalf, Friend of the Shire. Water, interesting. Legendary creature, Avatar Wizard, Flash. You may cast sorcery spells as though they had flash. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than Gandalf, Friend of the Shire, as your ring bearer, draw a card. Hey, you know, if you're doing a ring tempting deck and you want a way to constantly be drawing cards, this is a 2/4, decent defense, 4 mana to cast, and you'll just keep drawing cards, because as you keep playing tempting cards and keep putting the ring on someone other than Gandalf, you'll just keep drawing cards and keep your hand full and make sure you're hitting your opponent hard. This is a really good card. Would have been nice, you know, if it was a little more hollowed, but yeah, still a beautiful card. I'll add Gandalf to the wall. Horn of Gondor. This, I have just gotten annihilated by people using Horn of Gondor. This is a super overpowered card, especially if you're able to pair it with some sort of you know, multiplying card. When Horn of Gondor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token, and then on your next turn, for 3 mana and a tap, create X 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, where X is the number of humans you control. I actually do a human build deck on Magic Arena, and you can get humans out in the field pretty quick. A lot of the cards are pretty cheap to cast. So if you already had 6 humans on the field or more, you know, let's say you had 6 on the field, you play this, suddenly you got 7, and then assuming you had 6 mana as well, you could hit it for 3 in a tap, and suddenly 7 becomes 14. This is a hugely overpowered card for only a 3 mana. I mean, I've gotten run over, just absolutely destroyed by this card. Definitely one I will be adding to my deck. Horn of Gondor. And another blue island. And a treasure card. Token artifact treasure. Sacrifices artifact to add 1 mana of any color. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know I did. I am going to be adding this to my playthroughs. Going to have to build a White Plains human. You know, I'm also going to have to add in this one as well. Equipments. I like adding, you know, armors and weapons to my human decks. That's going to make a fun playthrough. Hopefully a couple more of these draws, we find some equipments to add on. Thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.